You are listening to Audio SSLC, your audio medium for easy understanding and revision. To download a copy of this recording, please visit audioSSLC.com. Political Science, Unit 4, Global Problems and India's Role. In this unit, you learn denial or refusal of human rights, arms race, economic inequality. With the end of Second World War, the imperialism and colonialism ended. A new world order emerged along with the old world order. With the beginning of UNO, a new era of world order started. Still, numerous problems like human rights, arms race, economic inequality, apartheid, and terrorism have remained in the world. India, as a member of the world community, is striving its best to solve some of these problems. Human rights denial. Humanists have advocated that every human being should get their rights. Unfortunately, human rights have not been honored in the long history of human civilization. In the name of caste, religion, race, gender, color of the skin, and nationalism, human rights have been denied to many people throughout the history. The American War of Independence in 1776, the French Revolution in 1789, the Russian Revolution in 1917, and the freedom struggles of India and other countries in the early part of 19th century provided more strength to human rights. Hence, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is considered as a major event in the world history. The Human Rights Declaration, prepared by the experts, agreed upon by member countries, was adopted in the UN General Body meeting on December 10, 1948. The General Assembly has mandated the member countries to adopt and protect human rights in every country. In order to facilitate better implementation of human rights, the UNO has provided guidelines along with the Human Rights Declaration. The guidelines included 30 columns. For example, every individual has a right to live with freedom, dignity, and equality once he is born as an individual. It also calls for the eradication of slavery and gender-based exploitation of women. India has been advocating Universal Declaration of Human Rights from the beginning. In the Constitution of India, from Article 12 to 35 of Part 3, fundamental rights are discussed. India has been advocating for better human rights implementation in all the meetings of UNO. UNO, in its Conference on Human Rights Violation in 1966, asked for the commitment on the part of member countries for the compulsory implementation of human rights. In order to monitor the human rights implementation process, it formed International Human Rights Commission. On the similar lines in India, National Commission for Human Rights, National Commission for Scheduled Castes, National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, National Women's Commission, National Backward Classes Commission have been formed to monitor the implementation of human rights. At state level, similar state commissions can be found in Karnataka. Arms race. In nuclear epoch, either we have to end the war or the war will end us, is a popular saying often found in the present world. In the current scenario, arms race appears to be a dangerous phenomenon. Disarmament is the present as well as future need of the humanity. Disarmament is the only solution to stop mad rush for arms. Disarmament is the only direct process available to bring down the number of arms or elimination of certain arms. Insecurity, fear, instability, and threat of war appear due to the arms competition. In order to keep all these evils away, disarmament is the viable option available for humanity. It is also believed that money is wasted on arms and ammunition in the world. Hoover, the president of USA, once said, "The world which has arms not only wastes the money, it also wastes the sweat of laborers, intelligence of scientists, and wastes the dreams of the children." With the preparation of nuclear weapons and bombs, the issue of disarmaments has become a serious issue in the present world. India, as a peaceful country, advocates disarmaments. Peace is very important for global security issues. After 1963, USA and USSR have entered into many bilateral agreements to stop the arms race. Partial Test Ban Treaty or PTBT, Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty or CTBT, Strategic Arms Limitation Talks or SALT are some of the agreements entered by both countries. These can be considered as the major meeting points of agreement for the world. India and other countries need to find a way out of definitive destruction staring at the humanity. Economic inequality. Among the members of the world, economical inequality is a major problem. It is a historical gift of colonialism and imperialism. European countries established colonies in Africa, Asia, and Latin American countries. The countries that were under the control of imperialistic powers suffered from backwardness. Their progress was really slow till 20th century. After attaining independence, many Asian and African countries attempted to achieve development. But they had a lot of hurdles to cross in the science, technology, agriculture, transportation, education, health, and many other areas to achieve development. Hence, they had to depend upon foreign aid to achieve development. After 1945, USA and USSR started helping developing countries based on the blocs they belonged to. But the poverty of the developing countries became the tools of power politics of the developed countries. In the later stage, India continued with its non-aligned policy. India insisted that the developed countries should provide assistance to developing countries without any conditions. This helped the poor nations to protect their self-respect. It tried to channel monetary help to the third world countries. The word third world denotes poverty and non-development. These countries are trying to come out of the shortages of food, capital, health, education, and many other issues. Meanwhile, the excess spending, open economy, globalization promoted by the developing world is taxing the poor nations with increasing pollution and inability to manage the increasing problems. The UNO and developed countries need to act beyond these limitations. India, as a progressive nation, is striving to promote economic equality among all the countries of the world. Exercises. Fill in the blanks. 1. Human Rights Day is celebrated on dash. 2. India has been arguing in favor of human rights since dash. 3. Dash fought against apartheid in South Africa. 4. Human rights involve dash equality also. Next, discuss in groups and answer. Question 1. What were the major problems that emerged after World War II? Question 2. Explain the struggle led by India for the implementation of human rights. Question 3. Arms race leads to total destruction of the world. In this background, what are the effects of arms race? Question 4. What are the features of economically backward countries? What are the reasons for this backwardness? Question 5. What are the measures taken up by India to eradicate economic inequality? Question 6. Apartheid is against humanism. How do you substantiate this statement? Next in the activities, 1. Collect information on National Human Rights Commission. 2. Make a list of programs implemented for the benefit of the poor by Karnataka government. In the project, read the biographies of people who fought against apartheid.